Shabbat Shalom. My name is Nicole Kaddish, and I want to thank you all for coming to my Bat Mitzvah. But I want to start off today with who I am. I was born in Israel in Beersheba, Beit Holim, Soroka. I lived in Israel until I was 9, and then I moved to Rochester, New York. Today is a very important day to me and my family because it's not only that it's my Bat Mitzvah, it's also our 3rd year in Rochester, New York. My favorite thing to do is sing and to be with my family and friends. I also love to learn new things. When my family came here, we looked for a school that was good for me that knew Hebrew and English, and that's how we found Hillel School. I'm very grateful for that school because it helped me a lot, as you can see. Through Hillel School, I became connected to Beit Shalom, and I decided that I wanted to have a Bat Mitzvah. Having a Bat Mitzvah is important to me because I have made the decision to become more religious. I was inspired by my school. I learned in Rabbi A's class about all good things that God made for us. He let us free, He made us Jewish people, and He gave us all the Jewish holidays, and He gave us Shabbat. I began learning about Jewish history, which made me connect to my people and my religion. My desire to become more religious has made my family happy and proud, and I love how it connects to my family people. Now, I want to tell you the story of Parshat Bo, which is really the story of how the Jewish people became free. The beginning of our nation. In Parshat Bo, the Jewish people are slaves in Egypt. Moshe, our leader, comes to Pharaoh and says, "Let my people go." Pharaoh says no. So God sends the 8th plague, the plague of locusts. And the locusts destroy all the remaining food. Egypt was the mightiest and the richest nation on the whole world. But Hashem has been destroying it piece by piece until there was nothing left. The next plague was darkness. For 3 days, darkness makes it impossible for the Egyptians to even see. First, they have lost their wealth. Now, they've lost control of their environment at the most basic level. Then we learn that this experience is the basis for the holiday of Passover. That we will remember it for all of our generations. That we will teach our children about the terrifying miracles that Hashem performed to free us from Egypt. We will remember what happened by eating different foods, no chametz, bread type of food, by making a special Passover sacrifice, and observing a 7-day festival to Hashem. The Jewish people have kept this promise throughout the generation. And to this day, we celebrate Passover. But this brings me to the last plague, the slaying of the firstborn. This is my favorite plague because this is the last plague, 1, and 2, that's the plague where we came free. But it is also the worst plague of all and the saddest because this is the plague where the firstborn Egyptian child dies. The Torah tells us that the Jews marked their doors with blood for the Passover sacrifice. And the angel of death passed over their houses. But in every Egyptian household, there was at least one person who died. This kind of suffering is hard to even think about. Despite everything the Jewish people suffered in Egypt, and despite the danger they were still in. It is not the Jews who take their revenge to kill their Egyptian neighbors. It's only God who decides that it's supposed to be done. And it is final plague that finally moves Pharaoh to let the Jewish people go free. And with that, our nation was born. Passover is a story of who we are. We began as slaves, but through Hashem intervention, we became free. What does it mean to me? Well, learning about Passover was important to me because I'm part of it. All of us in this room are part of it too. And I plan to celebrate Passover when I have a family, so that my children will be part of it too. I had my very first Passover Seder here in Rochester. I visited my friend's house for Seder, and I thought it was going to be super boring, but it ended up actually very interesting and surprisingly fun. So that is why I want to celebrate the Seder of Passover with my family friends and my family. And I think they'll like it. And it means a lot to me to share it with them. Now, if anyone asks me about Passover or what it means to be Jewish, I can just tell them my story and the story of Parashat Bo to answer. I am proud to be joining the Jewish community today as an adult. I would like to say thank you to my parents for always being so supportive to me and making me always happy and for giving me birth. I would also like to say thank you to my family in Israel, my grandparents, Gala, Vitali, Michael, and Laura. Thank you all so much for your love, support, and care. I love you all so, so much. I'm glad to see part of my family from Israel here today. I am really grateful for that. I would like to say thank you to my grandparents here in Rochester, Misha and Jane. Thank you so much for sharing your house with us for a little while. And thank you for all your help and support that me and my family got from you. Next, I would like to say thank you to all my cousins. Tamir, Mark, Kirill, Adele, Sammy, and Mary, for always being next to me and giving me love that makes me happy and smile. I love you all so much. I'd like to say thank you to Rabbi Avi for giving me and my family to be part of Beit Shalom's community and always giving me candy on Shabbat. Who doesn't like that? Thank you very much. I would like to say a huge thank you to all my teachers. Ahavia, who helped me write my Bat Mitzvah speech. It was a very big pleasure to study with you. Rabbi Aronov, who helped me learn my prayers and the parasha. I'm always having fun in your class. Last but not least, Mr. Privasti, who is such a great teacher, who helped me in English, and always giving me a good advice. I also have a lot of fun in your class, and why wouldn't I? I would like to say thank you to Hillel School and Ms. Glazer. I'm always happy to be in Hillel. It makes me feel like home. I would love to say thank you for all my great friends, for always supporting me and being with me when I'm having some hard time. So I'm really happy to have friends like you. Thank you very much, and Shabbat Shalom.